Types of companies. There are 9 different types of companies. The first one is the company as per section 17, and the second one is public substantially interested company. Third one is widely held company, and the fourth one is closely held company, and the fifth one is Indian company. Sixth one is domestic company. Seventh one is foreign company, and the investment company is the eighth one, and ninth one is the residence of a company. So coming back to the company as per section 17, the company which is registered as per the Indian constitution is nothing but the company under section 17, or any company which is registered before 1922 and assessed as per Income Tax Act, then it is said that the company as per section 17. Or any company which is identified by CBDT, Central Board of Direct Taxes, is also said to be the company under section 17. So any company which is registered as per the Constitution of India is the first one. The second one is any company which is registered in India, and if it is assessed before 1922 and still the companies is exist, then the company is said to be as per section 17, and it is treated as a company, and it has assessed as per the Income Tax Act. And the fourth one is the company which is identified as the Central Board of Direct Taxes, then that the company is said to be the company as per the section 17 of Income Tax Act, and it is treated as the company. And the second one is the company where public substantial interested companies. These are the companies where the public are substantially interested. For example, government owned companies. And moreover, in the some of the companies, the RBI will put the investment. Those companies are nothing but the public are substantially interested. For example, government owned companies like NTPC and ONGC, these are the companies where government is directly holding some shares, and government RBI is also will invest some in companies where, especially in the banking sector, like in the IDBI, NABARD, the government, the RBI has taken initiative and it started investmenting in those banks. And these are the companies where they are incorporated for the purpose of the public welfare. That is the reason where they take an initiative and they started investing in these companies. So that is the reason it is a public substantial interest. All the government owned companies are the companies which are the basic necessities companies. Like they provide like ONGC will be concentrating on the fuel. Imagine if it is into the private sector, then what happens is the price of the fuel will be increasing very high. That is the reason the ONGC and some of the companies, petroleum companies, fuel companies, or some of the public welfare companies, still the government is holding some shares and it is under the control of the government. So these are the companies, nothing but the public substantially interested companies, and these are the companies are liable to pay the tax as per the Income Tax Act. And the third one is the widely held companies. Widely held companies are the companies where it is same as a public substantially interested companies. The only thing is they have named it as a widely held companies as well. If you look into the material also, in the material I have very clearly mentioned in which the public are substantially interested under the head the widely held company. So in the widely held company it is same, but the only thing is these are widely it has reached a large number of public as a product. That is the reason they named it as a widely held company. And the fourth one is the closely held company. The closely held companies are the companies which are not public substantial interested companies. So there are many companies which are public substantially not interested. There are many companies registered as per the income tax, as per the Companies Act, but all the companies are not public substantially interested. For example, like Infosys, Wipro, ITC, all these are the public limited companies, but they are not public substantial interested, but rather they will be working for the profit motive with the large earning large profits, and they are also taxable under the Income Tax Act. And the Indian company is nothing but the company which is registered under the Companies Act is nothing but the Indian company. It can be a private limited company, it can be a public limited company, or in the Indian company, before we have studied that all the companies which are registered under the Companies Act extends to the whole India except the Jammu and Kashmir. But recently, as there is an amendment regarding this, even the companies which are registered in the Jammu and Kashmir and the state like Ladakh, then it is said to be the Indian company. Recently they made it in the parliament. So coming to the domestic company, domestic company is a company which they make the product domestically. For example, they have registered as a company. It can be the partnership firm, it can be a sole proprietorship, it can be a company as per the Companies Act, but they are making the product for the locals. Like for example, it can be a candle, it can be the matchboxes. We call it as micro scaling industries. Especially those companies are nothing but the domestic company. They make the product domestically and they sell it in the domestic market. The foreign company. Foreign company is the company where the foreign company will come to the India and they start investing in Indian company. It can be any type of company. It can be any type of company, but the investment came from the foreign countries. For example, it can be a domestic company, it can be a closely held company, it can be an Indian company, the company which is registered as per the Income Tax Act. And these are the companies, different types of companies where the foreign company came into the India and they floated the company. Yeah, or they might be investing the company and they are holding the share 60% and above, and they have the control and management over the company. Then in that case it is called as the foreign company. And the next one is the investment company. Investment company is a company where it is like the public will start investment through these companies. For example, mutual fund company. So where the public are invested in the share market, but they cannot invest through directly in the share market because of lack of knowledge. In that case, they will go to the mutual fund company and they will start investing in the mutual funds. By these mutual funds, the company may start investing in it. And also some of the real estate companies. Real estate companies are the companies where they take the fund from the public and they start investment on the lands and all. Those are the companies, but those are the companies nothing but the investment companies. They don't buy the product, they don't sell the product. The only thing is they will be acting as a mediator and they will be taking a commission. So these are nothing but the investment companies. And the next one is the residence of a company. Residence of a company is nothing but it can be any type of a company, but when the residential status of a company is in India, then that company is said to be the residence of a company. It can be a foreign company and the CEO are staying in India and they're operating the business in India, then that company is said to be residence of a company. For example, please concentrate on this because it is very difficult to understand. The company is a foreign company, but it is a residence of an Indian company. How is the question? It is a residence of some other country. It is a company registered in some other country, but on the official business purpose, the control and management, the CEO, COO, CFO came to the India and they are staying in India, and their control and management is in India, and they are operating the business in India as well. Then they become the residents of a company and they have to pay the tax as per the Income Tax Act, as they are the residents of the companies.